because they're bombarded by so many guys hitting on them, they have to develop this kind of cold, bitchy exterior. And so it's humiliating to be always asking girls out and getting turned down or getting rejected, because women are the deciders. And so for whatever reason, I think I just developed this like hatred of women, and then I just like fell in love with pornography, because in that you get to see women like totally degraded. And I'm going to shut the door here. I really don't want this going out. This is just between us.
Nobody in my building understands English.
This is just between us.
My whole building speaks Farsi, man. You don't have to worry about it.
And
Ananu.
yeah, so I think there's just this like underlying rage and desire to see like haughty, attractive women degraded or humiliated, and yeah, just starting to get some ideas that that perversion of my thinking that's going on. Now, hatred's not the only way I relate to women. I also love women. I also respect some women. I adore some women. I've had many female friends for 30+ years. I've had many romantic and sexual relationships, many of them lasting around a year. And
why don't you tell us the details of your romantic relationships?
Yeah, I'm a gentleman.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to go there. We don't go there in this show. Never.
But it's like,
oh, come on! It's been 7 minutes since your last Hustler magazine moment.
So I mean, this may seem wrong, but I really enjoy hot women, and I kind of regret that I can't stalk them. Like, I'd love to just stalk them.
Yeah, I saw you on in front of the neighbor's window the other day. I got a little concerned.
I just like to smell their clothing.
Okay, you're getting a little creepy right now.
I know that's probably wrong, but I want to like just look in their window. I want to like check out their bank accounts. I want to check out their credit card statements. I want to.
You need help.
It's like, yeah, I just want to like be close to them, and like when I drive down the road in my old bomb, like I often look over and like hot chicks are usually driving nice cars. And like I look over and there's this like hot chick who's like dressed all haughty. Like she's a lawyer or a doctor or a professor.
Oh, in the business suit and the high heels.
Business suit and the high heels.
Love
there
that.
I made my bomb, and
stockings? Are you a stocking fetish?
Yeah, I love stockings, black fishnet stockings, and I like my mind's just
it makes you hot, huh?
And I just start fantasizing. But the thing is, as soon as I have like a real human interaction with like a hot chick, like the fantasy stops. Like I get these fantasies, and the woman is just kind of like this missing piece that I put into my fantasies. But as soon as like I have a genuine human interaction or insight into her, she suddenly becomes real. So in like 1 or 2 seconds, suddenly I start relating to her as a fantasy object and start relating to her as a human being. Because many women are human beings.
Some of them are.
But I find that so fascinating how like I'll be just like objectifying, fantasizing,
mm-hmm.
and then she'll say something, or I'll see, that something's going on with her, and I suddenly realize that she's fully human. When I realize she's fully human, then like the fantasy stops.
All right. Is there any Torah in this at all? I mean, you're putting everybody to sleep. Is there anything in here that's Torah did? Anything? Is there anything relevant? Why are we talking about this in the middle of the show?
It was subtle, so it was kind of. I'm leaving it kind of.
Is it Kabbalistic again?
Yeah, it's Kabbalistic. So I'm done. I just want to talk about that. If you have any reactions.
I mean, you haven't told us anything we don't. It's just another thing that you put on your blog to repel women from ever being interested in you. Who says these kind of things on the internet publicly? I hate women. I objectify women. I want to smell women's clothes. I want to peek in their window when they're dressing. Throw me the stockings and let me sniff them. I mean, you think this is going to get you a wife?
Yeah.
Probably. Women are so weird.
I thought at least it'd get me a shidduch. I thought maybe some of the rabbis of the synagogues around here, maybe they'd watch this on YouTube and they'd go, oh, I want to set up Levi with my daughter. Because Levi sounds like such an honest guy. I want that kind of honesty for my daughter. So I think I'd be perfect.
You probably want to get a restraining order against you.
I think I'd be perfect for a rabbi's daughter. Mm-hmm. I remember this one rabbi in the community, his daughter got married. And I didn't even get an invite to the wedding.
Oh.
It was like...
slap in the face.
I davened at his shul many times and studied Torah there. and I didn't even get an invite to the wedding. So I would really like to marry a rabbi's daughter.
Well,
And so I just want to send this out there. Like, I'm honest, and don't you want an honest son-in-law? So don't think of it that you're losing a daughter. Think of it you're gaining a son. And you can have me around your Shabbos table. Like, I could come to your home for Shavuot, and I could give more of these Divrei Torah, because I've got a lot of them stored up.
I like the way you segued into Shavuos. I like that. That was really good because you saw that in my notes. That was
I've got
great.
so many Divrei Torah just like this.
I know, you've just filled you because you can tell them about.
I can tell them stories.
The stories about the one rubbing your tummy, and the one you banged outside the movie theater or whatever the hell it was, and then there's just so many stories with you, Levi. Wow.
So
can we talk about some Torah now?
Okay, so rabbis, please think of me for your daughters.
All right. So Levi just touched on something I just want to go into for a few moments. Tomorrow night's a Jewish holiday. For those who don't know, it's called Shavuos, which is the feast of.
The law.
The Feast of Weeks.
Yeah, giving of the
Okay.
Torah.
And it starts tomorrow night, which is Tuesday night, and all the Jewish people are going to be following it, and we're going to be offline. You're going to miss us, folks. We're going to be offline from Tuesday at sundown till Thursday at nightfall. 49 straight hours of Jewish holidays. The holiday, one of the things that takes place, the main thing, as maybe alluded to, is the law, is that this is when Moses went up to Mount Sinai. This is when God came down to the Jewish people and spoke to the Jewish people. Then we sent Moses up, and he started dictating to him the oral Torah. And what we celebrate is the oral Torah, which was given at Sinai, and that's what makes us Jews. We say that Shavuos at Mount Sinai is when the Jews got married to God. We're like his bride. The canopy was Mount Sinai, which he held over our head. And because that's how
God gets jealous and angry of Israel a lot. So the way God regards Israel is very much the way I regard women driving by.
Yeah, but look at the way he tries to marry us, right? He holds you down and he says, "Marry." You gotta like that. He's a man.
Can I read the chat room while you do this?
Oh, sure, you can.
Okay.
Okay. So we're talking about oral Torah, which is what God spoke to the Jewish people at Mount Sinai, and Moses handed over to the 2.5 million people in the desert, and everybody. Is this too difficult for you?
I've got to keep going.
And the
I'm digging this.
It's painful to watch, Levi.
I've almost got it. Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. And the 2.5 million people in the desert learn the Torah. In the Torah, Judaism is oral. Judaism is not a Talmudic religion, okay? And we celebrate that for the next 2 days. It's that we're not a biblical, did I just say what I think I just fucked up?
You said it's not a Talmudic religion.
Yeah, hit the viewers thing. Hit that thing and click on it again. Yeah, expand it. I want to see the fourth. Who's the next person in? Michelle's back. Okay. Hey, Hector. That we're a Talmudic religion, we're not a biblical religion. So unlike, let's say, Christianity, beautiful religion. Problem is, they're working with just the Bible. They don't have the oral Torah. Okay? So it's just, they have a very skeletal fraction of what this whole religion is. Okay?
And I'm totally available to study oral Torah one-on-one.
Mm-hmm. And, so that's what we celebrate as Jews, right? Now this is the most important thing. I'm going to give an example of one of the ways we celebrate it is we eat dairy foods on Wednesday morning. On the first day, there's a custom that normally we always eat meat, because meat is a huge part of Judaism, eating meat. Okay, we've discussed that before. But on Wednesday morning, on first day Yom Tov, we will eat a dairy meal and meat. Oh, well, how do you do that? Because we said we normally are not allowed to mix milk and meat. So how does that work? So first we'll have a dairy meal, and then we'll be porous mappa. We'll change the tablecloth. We'll sit someplace else. We'll wash our mouths off, and then.
Is that only if you said something dirty?
Right, like you repeated one of Levi's Debar Torahs. And then, yeah, so there's that. And then we'll have meat afterwards, because we know from the Talmud, from the oral Torah, that you're allowed to have meat straight after milk, but you're not allowed to have milk straight after meat, that you have to wait 6 hours because